Hello, my name is Madeline Stewart, and today we're going to be talking about usability testing and website redesign recommendations. The website that I'm going to be giving redesign recommendations to is fraternalorderorioles.homestead.com. My executive summary. When conducting the usability testing with 3 users of 3 different age brackets, I came up with 5 overall recommendations provided by them to me. The first is establish navigation pane. Then, use multiple pages instead of one, remove whitespace, include working links, and include pictures or graphics about the organization. This is the first example of the website being too crowded. As you can see here, there are various paragraphs of text. Although it explains what the organization is, it is still a lot and it is very crowded in this one area. Also, there's no established navigation pane. Generally, websites will have a navigation pane at the top of the page. This one does not, and it has what looks to be a navigation pane to the left, but in all actuality, it's actually a pane that has links in it that you can just click, and it takes you directly to whether it be forms or different information pages, but it doesn't really transport you around the website. Site analysis. This is an example of there being too much white space. Here I have pre-screen recorded an example. As you see, as I scroll down through the website, there is all of this white space between the organization saying and when the page was last updated. Also, there's white space on both sides of the page. There's also confusing and broken links. As you can see here, a lot of the links sound similar, so it gets kind of confusing on which one to click. Here I've clicked on this one, and when I try to click on a link, it acts as though it's going to load. After waiting, it does not. Next, I go to this page and I try to click on what looks to be links, but are not. This is another example of it being confusing. As for the mobile view of the site, when asked, is it easy to view on mobile? I say yes, I agree with that because the layout actually did not change at all whatsoever when going from desktop to mobile view. As you can see, I think that the organization, when they created this, they created it for mobile users in mind specifically. So I think maybe they figured out the mobile version first, because as you can see here, it fits perfectly with barely any white space on the mobile view. But yet, when you go to the desktop view, there is a lot of white space on each side and towards the bottom. Also, it has kept its rectangular shape. There's all of this space to be utilized. Summary of usability test. The users that I selected, as I mentioned before, are from several different age brackets. Melissa, who is age 50, Chelsea, who is age 30, and Cody, who is age 20. When beginning the usability test, I started by asking them some warm-up questions, like what is your comfortability with the internet and how often do you search it? What comes to mind when you open the website? What organization is the website for and what is its purpose? What do you think about the layout? Overall, the answers were very similar. Everyone had mentioned that there was a lot of white space, there was too much reading, everything was very crowded, and the site could definitely utilize something to break it up. After asking them the warm-up questions, I gave them a list of tasks. I formed these tasks in the form of a phrase and questions. The first phrase was, "You plan to attend the 2018 Supreme Convention. Find out more information about the event, including a list of conference schedule of events, hotel information, and registration information." All of the users were able to find this information fairly quickly because it was front and center in the middle of the page. When asked, "You would like to order an organization hat. How do you do that?" This is when users got kind of confused because there was one link that had said order supplies, but yet there was another that said look at our new hats. So they had to go between. When they went to the hat link, when they go to order, the link did not work. But when they went to order supplies, they were able to find an order form that had the hats listed. Where can you find other chapters of the organization? This was a little bit trickier because users had to look through the quote-unquote navigation pane. As they were looking through, they noticed that a lot of the links shared similar names, so they had to go through and click on each link that they thought maybe pertained to different chapters of the organization. Redesign strategy. The biggest issues users had were too much reading, the links don't work, and the page was too crammed. Taking those comments into consideration, I have formed a simple wireframe and sitemap idea. As you can see here, I have formed a very simple wireframe of the home page. Here we have a navigation pane in place that has each of the parts of the site under different categories such as chapters, upcoming events, scholarships, and shop. I've also implemented a search bar because if the website did decide to go from one page to multiple pages, a search bar would be handy to have in case they didn't know where anything was. But I think this method definitely keeps it better organized. Here we have a logo of the organization and also any information. Here's an organizational saying, and also we have picture or activity slideshow. Here you could see what the organization is up to, some of their good deeds, any upcoming events. Here we have a sitemap. The sitemap shows, again, the navigation and parts of the websites that will be under each category. Homepage would have latest news, sign our guest book, check out our new ball caps, and questions, contact us. Chapters would include Supreme Nests, Supreme Officers, Orioles Nest, Featured Nest, and Ladies Auxiliary. Upcoming events would be Supreme Celebration, Supreme Convention, and Forms. Scholarships would include scholarship recipients and Grand Nest scholarship recipients. Shop would be supplies, ball caps, and order forms, and search bar would contain all navigation. Here are the resources that I use for this assignment. Krug, Don't Make Me Think Revisited, a Common Sense Approach to Web Usability, which is our textbook for the class, and wireframe examples from the CS Odessa Corporation as inspiration for my sitemap. That is it for the presentation. Thank you for listening.